Greetings and blessings, blessings and greetings. Blessed souls, this is Donzo Tziguman. We're live because we want to thrive in Torah Chaim, the Torah of life, Torah Chesed, Torah of kindness, Torah Rachamim, the Torah of mercy, instructions of the Most High coming down to the blessed human soul family, permeating the empty space left by the Most High in His benevolence, that we should try to meditate to bring things together in these last moments of bitter exile, that we should all rejoice in sweet redemption. So I'd like to pose to you for pleasant reflection. What would you do, blessed souls, if you were standing in front of a ruler of the land and you wanted to make an impression upon that ruler that you and those who represent would be exempted from some sort of unjust decree against you and your people? So what I would like to do is paraphrase from a teaching from a direct descendant of King David and Solomon, who, when framed by other jealous souls, unfortunately, even from his own family members, was put in a position where he had to supplicate on the behalf of himself and for the nation of Israel. So I'd like to recapitulate some of his words. So first he said in this manner, and again I'm recapitulating, that he wanted to speak and petition the ruler of the land, and also he prayed to the Most High, for the Most High's kindness and goodness, that he find favor in the eyes of the majesty, the king of that land, the ruler of that land, and that the presentation that would be given to the ruler of the land would meet the intellectual and the emotional capacities of the ruler, in order that this person, known as the Middle Rebbe, should be exempted from an imprisonment, which, because he was of frail physical constitution, actually represented a threat to his actual physical existence. So this teaching is, again, I'm paraphrasing from a teaching from the second Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rebbe Dovber, and this is how it goes. Let's keep on going into it. I trust that the Most High, who is eternal, He grants grace and kindness to all, will also grace my words with kindness and truth, as these words come before you, that you always look upon them gracefully and kindly, and that you, a ruler, will come to view me with favor and love and kindness, so that all the accusing forces be silenced. So the Rebbe went on to say that there is a wise king who all of us know. If all of us know a little bit of the Tanakh, the writings after the 5 books of Moses in Israelite history, Shlomo Melech, King Solomon, wrote in Proverbs chapter 24, verse 21, "My son, fear the Most High and the King. With those who divide, do not associate." That being said, blessed souls, we see that Solomon, King Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, with the exception of the coming of his descendant, Lion of Judah, Aryeh, who will run out Torah Chadashah, the new Torah, meaning the Torah which no one has accessed yet except the Mashiach himself, that the fear of the Most High, as King Solomon taught, can be equated with the fear of a mortal monarch, for in truth they are one. Now this might be a little difficult for some to understand, but every king, a real king, is is at some level a duplication or a replication or a dissension of the divine attribute of Malchus, of kingship. However, we shouldn't worship any flesh and blood king as the Most High, but rather that they are true representatives of the Most High. And concerning these, King Solomon wrote, "My son, fear God and the king, with one identical measure of fear." And then he goes on to explain, get away from those who divide, people who separate and differentiate between the fear of the Most High and the fear of mortal king. Maintain there's a distinction between them. So King Solomon advises, do not associate, don't join forces with them. Because the rationale is that you will destroy your soul and remove the fear of king from your heart. Because in truth, fear of the king and fear of the Most High are actually one. Of course, the king who is to be feared must be humble to realize that no one ultimately should be feared except the Most High. But again, if the king, whether an Israelite king or one of the kings of Noahide, whom shall return upon the earth with the coming of Mashiach, as I've learned from one very reliable teacher, Rabbi Yossi Markel, that there will not only be one anointed king for Israel, there will be 70 anointed kings of the children of Noah, who will be viceroys for the Mashiach to lead their individual peoples, the original 70 root nations, to rejoice in the eternal positive revelations of Torah Chadashah, the new Torah, which is basically sprouting out of the old Torah, it's really the same Torah, it's two sides of the same coin, which is Torah Nitzchi, eternal Torah. In fact, we also see that according to the teachings of the oral tradition of Israel, it is a mitzvah to run to see a king, and there's actually a special blessing to make. We say, "Blessed are you, Most High, who is appointed from his honor to those who fear him." For the fear of the Most High, who is the sublime King of kings, shines and draws down and extends something of his grace upon a mortal king. And that is the intention of the phrase, who is a portion from his honor, that he actually gives an actual portion of some measure of the element of the kingship of himself to mortal kings. Because after all, if we weren't aware, we should be aware of it, kingship, Malchuto Yisparech, the kingship of the Most High is one of his attributes, which can emanate out in the essence of the pshitos, the simplicity, which means it's not bound by any laws of compound grafting of elements of creation. It is a pashut, an or, which is Ein Sof, an infinite light, an infinite level of awareness. So we'll leave it there, blessed souls, to understand and overstand, and not to get a little bent out of shape by this teaching. That is why we see also in the book of Shemot, the book of Exodus, we do not see Moshe, the mighty Levite prophet, cursing at any one time the wicked king Pharaoh of Egypt, because Moshe understood, even before such a wicked, evil man as Pharaoh, he has to be given a level of respect, because even a wicked king, who is a true king, is emanating out something of the divine attribute of Malchuta Yisparek, of the aspect of kingship. Therefore, you see, if you check over the scriptures, so you're not going to see Moshe ever curse Pharaoh, because there is respect for the divine attribute of Malchut, of kingship, as it invested itself in mere flesh and blood, mortal flesh and blood. So this is Danzus Yukubin, hoping it was a pleasant night, and hopefully the awful tumah, the awful impurity of sinat chinam, unwanted hatred, replaced with now sinat ahavat chinam, ahavat chinam, on free love, according to the Torah, to lead us all into redemption, peaceful and pleasantly, often nitzchi, in an eternal way.